everyone, I'm Steve, Mark's around, and this is Smokey, Steve, and Mark. Either welcome or welcome back, and it's the weekend, so we know what that means. We're going basic today. It's dark roast, sweetened vanilla almond milk, and a splash of sugar-free pumpkin scone something or other. And it is very good. And of course, an unfinished basement. It's been that way for a while, actually, since every day has been like Sunday. Hope everyone's doing well, be safe, enjoy your holidays safely, wash your hands, cover your mouth, sneeze into your elbow, all those precautions. All in this together, okay? So, we're gonna revisit our fair lady, Chantal Marie, Foodie Beauty, Big Beautiful Me, the Daily Chantal, and of course now Foodie Beauty again. And she was thankfully a little less active this week. Last week I went over, I want to say, at least a dozen videos, 7 or 8 of which were mukbangs, and it was challenging, but I'm up for it. So this week, well, we left off again. The big bullet points that jumped out at me last week were wigs. Wigs are going to be in videos now. She purchased a couple of wigs. They were each about $50 or so. BB thought they were probably trash, but I don't think they look too bad. But I don't know much about wigs. There was a few mukbangs that were just eating, no story time involved, so it was more like the ASMR of her chewing with her mouth open and stuff like that. And discussion about moving in with Pete's, which again I have my concerns that she's going to eat herself into oblivion once that happens, because Pete's never going to say a word to her. Not that he would have a place to, even if they were in a relationship, you know, it's kind of her deal, but she's not going to feel any inhibition about it, I think. So for this week, and I'm trying to be mindful of the ring, she picked up with Chinese food mukbang, curry noodles, drowned in sauce, egg rolled chicken balls. That thing was deep. I don't know what's in it. And this is, again, a part of her Mukbangs for Humanity effort. She's buying local, and she's buying a lot. And it supports local businesses and keeps the economy going during these times of trouble. So this is her contribution to Canada. This is what she's doing for her country. Give us the heads up, if you hate eating videos or fat people doing what they want or eating what they want on camera, you probably don't want to watch. I don't have to like any channel to watch it. So she goes into a story time and she's talking about a person at her job, at one of her office jobs. Chantal has detailed that she had a lot of administrative type jobs, call center, medical offices, stuff like that. And this was a job that she had when she was still with Pete's, but they were ending things. Read, she was cheating on Pete's. She had a new coworker who she called Ted that she was going to be training. She doesn't like training people. But he was a constant flirt because, you know, Chantal, there's a hell of a long line to get to Chantal. So there's a chemistry that he's trying to create. He's married. He would reveal things to Chantal about their intimate life between him and his wife. She thought maybe they were looking for a third because, again, the vixen that she is, it's happened before where people have solicited her for menage a trois. In the middle of all this, Mark next to me, he's doing his stuff, watching. I have Chantal up here. He's like, where are her ears? I had to pause a second. I get they're very close. My ears stick out. I mean, kadung, but I believe they may have been pinned back or they're just rather small. So, yeah. So the guy invites her, married man. She goes over to his house. The wife is sleeping. Chantal and he grab a drink in a vehicle. At which point, the guy kind of casually tries to make a nervous sexual gesture like, hey, would you be interested in grabbing my area? But according to Chantal, also passes gas at the same time. So it wouldn't be a Chantal story without passing gas. And that kind of deaded it. And the guy ended up getting fired like the next day, which I'm sure Chantal had nothing to do with. So that was that story time. So like every story time with her, anyone who does her wrong, she comes out in the end. You know, the guy got fired, you know. So, next, another mukbang. Barbecue rotisserie chicken, antipasti, greens, and ranch. So, She goes back and forth because she's eating pickled asparagus or something, and she says asparagus. Now, I can't personally stand the way that's pronounced, so immediately I picked that up as trolling for me, because it's asparagus, I believe. I don't know. Is that regional? Is that, Merriam what? I don't know. So, at any rate, she's out of breath because she just brought the groceries in. She looks like hammered shit, but she admits as much because she said she had a lot to do. And she mentions the Steven Sushi Ranch again. She's putting it on everything. She's putting it, she's dipping cucumbers in it. She's very obsessed with it at this point. So it's going on everything. I wouldn't be surprised if she was using it as foundation. So she went shopping again. There's been discussion about, is she going out too often? Should she be going out this much? Aren't we supposed to be in stay-home orders to go out once a week and get what you need and come home and not be out and about potentially spreading X, Y, and Z? So, she kind of rebutted that and was like, I'm not going out much. I went out for my grandmother, blah, blah, blah. So, I don't know. And she's getting food delivered, I'd imagine, too. So, she's eating a salad in this video. Now, a lot of times Chantal will joke and say, yeah, they always want me to eat a salad because I'm fat. You think it would be refreshing to know she's having a salad would be refreshing. Watching her eat a salad is worse than watching her eat wings. Just the crunching. The ranch went like this. It was like all the way. Not quite, but almost. Like, it was a lot to take in. So, I kind of thought she was going to go, knee deep into that rotisserie chicken and just, like, eat the whole thing. I think Amber Lynn did that once, but that didn't happen. So, at any rate. 3, another mukbang. Heaps of mashed potatoes, stovetop, and barbecued chicken. I'm assuming the same chicken from before. Another wig? She looks fine in these wigs. I'm not mad at her. I think I said before, a lot of women who have thinning hair or are balding at any age would wear a wig. That's not that big of a deal. I watched that show 600 Pound Life. You guys probably do too if you are watching Chantal or reactions thereof. And Lola, the therapist on that show, she's got a wig for every day of the week. I have never seen her in the same wig twice. And she might have really nice hair. Who knows? But, it's not taboo, I think, as it used to be. So, it's just peculiar because she hasn't worn wigs before, except for that bread and cheese platter with that pink dollar wig. Do you remember that?
I do.
Oh my god. That was, yeah, and she told the story about the Heaven's Gate. Yeah, that's our girl. Suicide cult over cheese, that's how we had Halloween. So, she said, again, back to the piles of stovetop and mashed potatoes, she was calling this homemade food. Now, that's my idea of homemade, honestly. I'm not mad at her. Stovetop and rotisserie chicken. I mean, it takes 5 minutes, but whatever. At this point, there's a bowl of ranch next to the thing. I mean, I think she's probably freebasing it at this point. So, as moving gets closer, she's worried about a few different things. She's worried about being lonely, which is reasonable. She said she hasn't been single in 15 years. Now, good or bad, whether those relationships were good or bad, or whether she was loyal, I think is not really the point. I think she's right. She's never been without someone. Now, she's got Pete's on the side. So, good old Pete's, I think, will always be there. And Pete's is, to me, obviously still in love with her. And it has just been waiting her out. So, she knows that, I believe. And will use that to her advantage. So, she's single as long as she wants to be. At any given point, she could turn to Pete's and go, Pete's, it's you're the one that I want. And bada bing, she's not single anymore. So, at any rate. But stay single, you might grow a little. I was single from 2006 to 2014. You learn a lot when you're single. It's lonely, but you find other stuff to do. There's other parts of your life that may need attention, aside from being in a relationship. There were huge things I had to work out before I was even, shelf-stable enough to be, picked up in a relationship. So, she's thinking about dating again and comparing new love interests to exes, of which she has, it seems like, 2. I think that's normal. I think people do that. I do that. So if she's weird, I'm weird with her on that. I compare new people to exes I've had before. Good, bad, maybe. This person was like this, that person was like that. I liked this better, I liked that better. I don't think that's unreasonable. At that point, she dumped the rest of that bowl of ranch right over the rest of her plate, and it officially looked like slop, like pig slop. So the video ended there. I don't know what the hell she said for the rest of it. The next video, 4, Dairy Lover Tries Miyoko's Vegan Butter. So she went to the health food section because she's been off and on vegan and plant-based several times. And sometimes she just likes to try new products. And I do too. That's always fun. So she found it in the health food section, tried it on a chocolate chip muffin, of all the things that don't need butter. But I'm sure it was delicious, and she said it was good. So she tried a product, and she liked it. That's it. Next, Wendy's Chili Cheese Fries Spicy Chicken Burger Fast Food Mukbang. Now, she goes back and forth calling things chicken burgers and chicken sandwiches. She uses them interchangeably. I know it as a chicken sandwich. Again, maybe it's regional or whatever, but okay. She's kind of, saying it's harder to film, with BB there, and they're in their old apartment, and there's noise in the background. She's like, but at the new place, pause. I'm thinking in that pause, it's going to be like, Pete's will know to shut the fuck up, because I'm eating. But then she says, oh, it's bigger, there's more room, I have more privacy, blah, blah, blah. So, she's talking now. She brings health into the discussion over this pile of fast food about taking walks. And there's a track around a school near her. And she was asking what's the distance average of a track, and there's some bleachers so she can sit down if she needs to. And I'm all for her doing some exercise. I don't know, I think she may be a little misled about the impact the exercise is going to have, at least against the amount of food she's eating. I think there's other places in her lifestyle of diet and exercise. There could be a few more nip tucks in some other areas other than going for a walk. And typical Chantal, she will pick the time when the government says stay inside to go out, and then say, Steve, they told me to stay indoors. We had like 3 years where we've had I can't remember the last time most of the continent was quarantined. Can't. And that's the time she decides she wants to go out. So, I don't know. I've been out. You just can't sit down. I mean, just keep it moving. So, I don't know. At any rate. So, Chantal also said she's back to counting calories. Now, I can count to 5,000 too. So, you need to be mindful of calorie counting, yes, at least to get an idea of where you're at, I think. I'm no doctor, I'm just a guy on YouTube, so, but calorie restriction tends to work a little more. And then the exercise on top of that. I mean, it's good for fitness, especially because, what was it, 2 weeks ago? She couldn't walk 2 blocks to go check out an apartment. So, I'm not discouraging her. Well, there's no effort. It's her intentions. Her intentions are good. I think they're good. But, again, it's a nice idea, but it didn't happen. And Chantal, I've said before, is incredible at making plans. That's not her issue. It's not making the plans. It's following through with them. So, but I guess that's her journey. That's her life. She was talking about working out. Now, when you're that weight, going for a walk is working out. How she would have like a piece of fruit or a smoothie before she went. Now, you square that with the fact that she's over this pile of fast food with ranch coming out of very orifices, here and there. And I was just like, oh, for fuck's sake. And I just shut the video off. So that was more or less the gist of it. You didn't miss much, okay? I did watch the rest of it, and that was pretty much it. So, next, Popeye's Chicken Mukbang, Spicy Tenders. It's another wig day. Okay, she gave a birthday shout out. That's something I think I like channels to do. Like, we do that. I like birthday shout outs, shout out to this, shout out another channel. Those are always fun. I like that kind of stuff because it's more interactive. Like, I like channels where it seems like a person is, talking to you rather than performing. Like, there's no fourth wall here. There's none. So, she got quite a bit of food. as usual, she got the gravy. I thought she'd drink it within like the first 5 minutes because she, the gravy drinker. Biscuit, fries, more ranch. So she just talked about movies she likes. That was it. That was the video. She talked about movies she likes, and then she asked, "What are you guys watching?" Now, one of the movies she likes is Fatal Attraction. Now, would I be alone in thinking, and I'm not saying any of this actually happened or whatever, could anyone else see Chantal having an experience where she behaved a little like Glenn Close in Fatal Attraction? Just a little bit. I don't get the impression that Chantal makes for a good jilted lover. I don't think that works out. She's a little vengeful, I suspect. So I can see. I like that movie. I mean, and I don't. Not that I think Chantal would go to the extremes of hurting a pet, of course, but I can see why that would resonate with her a little bit. And then she just talked about movies that she liked. So the content, in my opinion, hasn't been too riveting, honestly. It's mostly about the eating, and there's not much else going on. Those ASMR videos of her eating are just nightmares. Mark's like, can she shut her mouth? Oh, God. I mean, I have to rewind certain parts because Mark is so agitated with her that I missed 20 seconds of the video. So I've had to rewind it and make sure.
I'm sorry about that.
It's not... Hey, we're watching, it takes a while to take in art. So then she did a quarantine self-care new Teamy products. She's been partnered with Teamy for a while. She's had the products off and on. They have one for bloat. She bought everything in the video, but she gets a small commission if she sells the product. It's not the kind of thing I'd buy, but hey, if you're promoted and you want to sell it, go ahead. We've done as much. So the last is a McDonald's mukbang. Yes, again, McDonald's. And I don't want to hear it. It's like, who are you defying? Who are you getting one? Who are you sticking it to by going to McDonald's? You're really going to show me. You're really going to show BB. You're really going to show Mom. Like, who are you proving something to? She opens her food. She's frantic. Like, she didn't have the mukbang set up, so she's opening everything as she's going along. And I'm thinking, the cross parallels with addiction that kind of come across with her behaviors. Drug addiction. I'm thinking, like, it's like someone trying to, like, get their rig together, like an IV drug user. Like, they have the spoon and they're like, come on, come on. That's what I picture her doing with her ripping everything open. And then she's just, of course, has her O face on while she's doing the rest of the eating. I'm surprised she's not nodding out. So, specifically in this video, I noticed it. And it's not hate eating. I've seen her do hate eating videos that remind me of the way I used to drink. Just sit there and make a list of people I hate and do bottle swigs. But this one in particular, the frantic nature of trying to get to the food reminded me of specific addict behavior of, like, looking for a vein. Like, I need it now. I've got to get this into me. I need whatever feeling I'm feeling, I don't want to feel, so this will make it go away. That's kind of the impression I got. Now, I tend to read too much into things. It's possible she's just a glutton and likes to eat, and the packaging was getting in her way. So, take it from any direction you like. I don't allege to know. I'm just exploring the possible motives.
You always say stuff like that. She was tearing through that. She couldn't wait to get it.
I know, but I want to be a little even. I want to give some options, some possible motives for her behavior.
Well, of course.
Of course I know she just likes to eat. I do too, but, whatever. So she got a 10-piece McNugget for a side dish, a double quarter pounder, enough sauces to drown a small animal. BB isn't home, so all of a sudden she has her cheerful agitation going. I've done cheerful agitation. I also have bipolar disorder. I'm not saying anything is the same, I'm just saying. It's a mood unique to some folks to get. And she does it quite well. She does a story time. She gives her comments on slut-shaming, because, again, it's one of her story times from her back in the day when she was sowing her wild oats. I don't have much to say on slut-shaming. I have very few rules for other people of what they do with their lives. Who am I to stick my nose up? There's quite a large audience of people that probably think that the fact that Mark and I live together is, vomitous and evil. So I'll keep those opinions to myself. But it was one of those. She was meeting people in chat rooms. She was lonely. It's Canada. She was in a relatively small town, I guess, at the time, where she was in college and she was homesick. And that's it. She was in college. She was homesick. And she answered an ad for a couple looking for a third. So it was a couple swingers. And she described them both in a not-so-flattering way. She didn't necessarily say that they were unattractive. She said they were not her type. But the folks she showed pictures of to say they looked like this and they looked like that were not what I would say attractive people. I wouldn't be their third. I'll just say that. I'm really sure they were thrilled when she rolled up, too. So Chantal goes over there, gets wine drunk, and this couple likes to relax in the nude, and they do, and then they retire to the boudoir, and Chantal is not interested in engaging in anything with them, so she stays in the room for a while, and then the story ends. So again, Vixen, Portrait of a Woman, is, finding her way across Canada from frickin', I don't know, Nova Scotia to Vancouver? Just one side to the other, coast to coast. So, I'm not knocking her for having an active sex life. People can do as they like. My only thoughts, are not that different than hers, honestly, about that kind of stuff. As long as you're safe, don't lead people on, and don't be a homewrecker. So, aside from that, do as you will. But I don't believe a lot. I really don't believe a lot of them. Because she's so awkward. I just don't see those happening. And I know when you're a bigger person, because I've been a bigger person, you'll lower your standards and take what you can get sometimes. Especially when it comes to just random hookups. You think, well, I can only probably get a certain looking kind of person. You don't feel confident enough to go up to the most attractive person in the club. Maybe. There are folks who are maybe more body positive that would have their dander up and go, but you kind of maybe settle for less sometimes. So, the fact that Pete's likes big girls and Chantal happens to be a big girl and she only happens to attract guys like Pete's, it reminds me of high school with, the nerdy guys would be the only ones not dancing, and they dance with the heavyset girls, or actually the gay guys would be dancing with the big, I don't know. It just threw me back to, an adult version of that. Now here she is 15 years after high school, and it looks like it's playing out in her adult life, sort of. I don't know. So going forward, I don't see a weepy, I don't get it, what was I doing, what was I thinking type thing. She's moving in a few days. Allegedly, I still am concerned about any snafus in the moving, given not just the fact that the virus, all that stuff's going on, but she's prone to, last minute crap happening. The false start on the hysterectomy. So I'm wondering if there's gonna be a hitch. We'll see. I don't know. Still have some sense that moving in with Pete's is a bad idea as far as her weight. I know it's not my business if she gains weight, but I can make an observation because I think it's going to be a different situation. And she's at a high weight now. She's still mobile. If something, if she gains more and more and more weight, she won't be, when she works from home. And her job is eating. So there's an end game to this. This can't go on forever. Something's going to happen at some point. And my concern is that it would probably happen faster with Pete's around than with BB. The fact that BB wasn't home and she dove into the McDonald's makes me think freedom. McDonald's means freedom. McDonald's means I don't answer to you. McDonald's means I can do what I want. See, I'll show you. That's a very weird, warped relationship with food. So she's got some work to do, and fuck all if I know when she's going to do it, but I'll continue to watch. So thank you all for watching. Please do subscribe, hit the bell so you get the alerts. You can follow Mark and I on Facebook at SmokeySteveAndMarc or on Instagram at SmokeySteveAndMarc. Our email address, our contact info, all of that's listed below. Thank you all for watching, and probably in a few hours you could catch us again. We are going live tonight, Saturday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, so maybe we'll see you all later. Take care. Bye.